right, and we are now live. I am Kira858, and we're here for episode 9 of Rivenwood Academy. Here at the Cookout, as always, we like to give love and support to different communities out there, different channels they can perhaps take a look at and perhaps support them on their endeavors. First, we always like to give a shout out for is a good friend of ours. His name is Adrian B, known as the Bear Pen. He has, of course, his Twitch channel as well as his YouTube content. And you'll see a couple of individuals here actually on one of his shows, The Blood of the Bayou. He also has a D&D channel on Tuesdays as well. That's kind of unique hours, but you also can find his content on Vine. He's an excellent, fantastic individual. And we'll definitely see if you could be able to support him on his channel and support him on their endeavors. The second group we would like to give a shout out for is Hunters Entertainment. Hunters Entertainment is a variety TTRPG show that leans towards horror. And you'll see fan favorites like Melee Damage, Marquia Bacardi, Michelle Nguyen, and it's a fantastic show. They've also, their producer there, Alex Redeye, is also a member of Blood in the Bayou for the Adrian B. the Bear Pen show. And they have gave us much love and support by sending raids down their way. And we always appreciate it. So if you can, definitely go ahead and give Hunters Entertainment a support and follow them on their endeavors. And lastly, we would like to give a shout out for is a show that's actually sadly ending relatively soon, but still is a fantastic show called Slay. It is helmed by our DM from Lords of Faerun, Eliza Pearl, which is an impromptu show based in the world of aliens. It's a fantastic show, very different from almost anything you've seen before. It feels more like a TV show than an actual D&D/TTRPG content. It's great. So if you can, definitely go ahead and take a look out on their content. Their shows comes out on Fridays, I believe, at I would say 6:00 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. But yeah, they're a great show. So definitely go ahead and take a look at that content. So those are all the shout outs that we have for today. As you see, we have a new player here. As we're going to go down our cast, have everyone introduce themselves, who they're playing, and any projects that they're working on. Starting with Mimsy. Mimsy, welcome back.
Yes, hello everybody. I am back. So I'm Mimsy or Morgan, whichever you prefer. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Peachy Keen Arts. And I currently do have a project coming in. It's a little bit based on Feywild circuses, maybe.
Okay.
So be on the lookout for anything like that. That's it for me.
And that's going to be will that be revealed on your Twitter, or where would that be revealed exactly?
Probably on my Twitter.
All right. And next we have Ree. Ree, would you like to introduce yourself and your projects that you're working on?
Hello everyone. I am at Big Dude Ree on Twitter, where you can find me saying sometimes funny things. I am also playing a Silver Tongue Bard on Saturdays at Lords of Faerun, which you should definitely be checking out. And I'm sure nothing interesting or unique is going to happen today. It's not like we found any, uniquely special books or anything recently.
Interesting. Yes, special books, curses, all that jazz. And we introduce our brand new player, Nerdy. Nerdy, would you like to talk about a little bit about yourself and maybe some little clues of who you're playing?
Oh man. Hi, I'm Nerdy. You can follow me on my Instagram, Nerdy4Life. I am playing a lovely little fairy that I'm sure everybody will love and,
At the door.
or they don't.
All right. And next we have our good friend Fell Flames. Like to talk a little bit about yourself, with your projects and such?
Yeah, my name's Zach. My current status, like the main project I'm working on, I guess, is trying to figure out who this random fairy girl they let in is. So I'll be all in game here in a bit when I get that figured out.
This is a new person. Excellent. And of course, we have our good friend Ursa. Ursa, would like to talk a little bit about yourself?
What up, y'all? Y'all know who it is. Back at it again. Me and Otis, and y'all can find me on YouTube. I actually struggled my way to 100 subscribers. Yay, after 3 years, I did it. So I'm happy about that. of course, there's always going to be a new project coming out, especially when Zach's on my behind about getting stuff done. So, yeah, that's it for me.
Excellent. And then, of course, we have our DM. Give me just 1 second. I think when the things got moved around, give me just one moment. I think one of the boxes got moved around a bit. But in the meantime, Aaron, if you'd like to talk a little bit about yourself and any projects that you're working on.
You're kind of in Aaron's spot right now.
Hi.
Yep, exactly.
Sorry. No video today because I've been terribly sick for a week, but I am excited to get to distract myself with some D&D. I got to do a lot of world map making this week, so definitely completely idyllic days in which nothing major is going to happen for the foreseeable future, just as Ardris said. I'm excited to see what happens next.
Perfect. There we go. In and out. Had to move it around. Excellent. As for yours truly, I am Kira858. Of course, I do. We have Lords of Faerun. I'm playing the character of Micah, the sweet bean, who has trouble talking, and has learned some very interesting news from his divination. So we'll see what comes from there. Of course, we have our upcoming show every weekend, Lords of Faerun, which stars, of course, has Ree here, as well as Eliza Pearl, as we mentioned, Melee Damage, Super Dylan, and a couple other individuals. A fantastic show. We receive a lot of positive outpouring from that, and it's been very appreciative. So we definitely appreciate that. Also, it's still the month of June, so you still have some time left. I am a Die Hard Dice affiliate. And if you go to Die Hard Dice and look for a scroll called the Dual Scroll of Rolling, Dragon's Wrath, and it's a scroll that already has, I believe, 30% off the original price. You can enter the code DRAWJUNE, that's DRAWJUNE, and you could place that discount on top of the discount in place, as well as any other discounts that you have for your order. And with that, like I said, that order will be going in for the full month of June. So you have about a week or so to be able to make use of that promo code. Not only that, but any type of purchases with this code actually helps me as a content creator. So we definitely appreciate all the love and support there. In terms of other projects, we do have a new project coming in the near future, which I won't announce fully. We'll just say that it's going to be a YouTube exclusive on Intra World. It will feature perhaps some of the individuals here at this cast, but I will mention this: your boy is DMing. So
let's go.
So it's gonna be a lot of fun. We've already been doing quite a bit of it before, and I cannot wait to show you all what we've been cooking in the oven. And I'm super excited for that. So with that said, we're going to go ahead and bring in our intro video for episode 9 of Rivenwood Academy.
Micah, Ardris, Meaty, Calvin, Otis. Behold the spellbinding abilities of Rivenwood Academy.
All right, and we are back. And so with that said, Aaron, take it away.
All right. Last we left off, our adventurers, the Vorpal Sword, had recently returned from their very first sleepaway. They went on a mission to Silver Lake Wood, picked up some ingredients for the school, maybe gotten a small dust up with some wolves that we will or will not talk about, and then made their way back to the school. On their way back, they met a fortune teller who told them some interesting things until a certain unnamed member of our party decided that, who needs like basic courtesy on the road? Decided to try it and see what happens. and ended up with a curse of unknown origin right now.
Mhm.
And then, otherwise unimpeded, they managed to make their way back, gave the supplies to Drogon, had a little bit of an afternoon to themselves because they made a really good time. And we will be starting tomorrow, or the next morning. But before we get to this first day of classes, we do need to back up just a little bit. Because Miri, not this night, but the night prior, while you were in Waypoint Cabin, everyone noticed you were a little bit scattered the next day, and that's because you had another dream. So in this dream, you were an incredibly tall, very well built orc man. You could tell when you looked down at yourself that you were orcish, and you saw yourself boarding a ship in the cover of darkness. You saw yourself working on it. You appeared to be very comfortable with the tasks at hand. You were able to move around. And then the dream gets a little bit shattered. You see there's some sort of discussion that you just feel in the pit of your stomach you weren't comfortable with. And then there's other people. You see a small feathered Aarakocra girl. You see a pale looking human woman. You see a bunch of people moving in and out. And eventually some sort of fight seems to happen. And you can feel yourself like gearing up. You can feel this adrenaline thrumming through you as you're trying to figure out what to do as you get up off of a hammock. And that is the last thing you remember before you are thrown to the side, you hit your head, and there is no more.
Oof.
So that was the day prior. So after, that was in the Waypoint Cabin. So while you were there, everyone noticed you were a little bit out of it that morning because you were a bit maybe preoccupied with your dream. Fast forward to the next day. Everyone has successfully taken a long rest after your travels. It is bright and early, the first day of classes for this week, and everyone is waking up at about 7 a.m. for those of you who sleep. I do need to know, Ardris, what did you do last night?
I tranced for a few hours and then I read the book.
Okay. You were at 3 hours of attunement. Are you going to try to go for the other 5 tonight, or are you going to try and get part of it and complete it the next night?
I'm gonna finish it tonight.
Okay. So you might be just a little bit late for breakfast, but on roll 20, I have a thing for you now. So I will add that into your
gift. Excited.
Yes.
A gift for Ardris.
It's a gift for Ardris. Everyone else, what are you doing in the morning? You should be able to see it now. If you can't see it, let me know.
Micah is going to look for his mother.
Okay. Easy enough to find. You come down and she is in your like main little kitchen dining room area. She looks at you. She's like, I'm so sorry I wasn't able to meet you last night. I was expecting you to come back a little bit later than you did, I think. When I came in, you were already in, but honestly, I was exhausted. I'm so sorry, darling. How was your trip?
Good. Found items, components. No, that's a bigger word. Items.
I mean, you are a sorcerer. I think you could manage the word components.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Components.
Good.
Met lady. She magical.
You met a magical lady.
She
I mean, okay.
Said me I was hidden.
You
But
are hidden.
But they
quick insight check.
Okay. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. 13 plus plus 3. 16.
I have too many tabs open right now.
Be like that.
You said you had a 16
Mhm.
total?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sure I am sure that this is interesting. Very yes, strange. It's a woman that you met on in the forest.
Oh, she gonna die.
He nods. He didn't draw a picture of her, so he doesn't have an example of what she looks like, but he'll try to give like a rough image of what she looks like. Because actually, to be honest, I can't fully remember what she looked like myself. But he'll say, but magical, divination.
Divination. I
So-
see. Okay. Yes. No. Yes. Were your friends there as well?
He nods.
I don't know, maybe I will have a conversation with them later to see if there's any more information. If someone is looking for you, I want to know about it. So I won't let anything happen to you, Micah. You don't feel threatened, do you? Like, if you think that someone is coming after you, I will.
He kind of shrugs. He's like, don't know, but she truth says truth. I think, cause I saw magic.
You saw that she was magical, so you believe that she was telling the truth.
And he says, when talk saw divination.
But you're okay. A divination doesn't necessarily mean someone is telling the truth, but I will take this very seriously. I'm not going to let anyone. I don't hunt you. I'm not very certain how to take this. It feels like not a great thing, to be honest. But you are safe here, and you will be fine. We will be fine.
He nods. Who hit me?
Hold on. I got to think about how to roleplay this with the natural one that I rolled earlier.
Oh, let's go.
I had him say it was that one too because she never seen this frazzle, so I was like, "Oh, that must have been that one."
It's actually really, really hard to play her as a natural one on this. I do not know what it even means to be hidden from people who aren't looking. How can you hide from someone who isn't looking for you? But I will find out. Honestly, it's not my top priority because there's a lot of things going on right now, but it is a very high priority because I'm certain that while you were here at the school, you were safe. So we will take extra precautions if you need to leave the school, and I will do a little bit of research. I'll contact some of my friends in high places. We'll figure this out, okay?
He nods.
Also,
Thank you.
never mind. I rolled a second natural one, so I
Let's
don't see.
go.
I don't see anything. Never mind. Never mind. Well, I am glad that you had an otherwise uneventful trip. I'm very proud of you.
She don't know about the wolves. We're safe.
She doesn't know about the wolves. I am otherwise very, I'm very proud of you. I'll see you at lunch, okay?
He nods and gives a big smile. Says, be safe.
You want me to be safe?
He nods.
She kind of melts a little bit and ruffles your hair. It's like, I promise I will do my utmost to be safe.
He nods. And then from there, he walks out the room.
Bye.
Completely oblivious to her, what you call it, because he was like, I mean, well, you rolled a 16, but I'm presuming that he still kind of thinks of like, she's not going to lie. He's going to assume she's not going to lie. So
Yeah, no, I mean, the 16 gives you what you saw.
Mm-hmm.
16 doesn't tell you how you interpret it.
Yeah. Oh, okay,
So,
gotcha.
Excellent. So that is Micah taken care of.
This morning
This morning, Kellen.
and last evening,
Yes.
Helen has been working on an essay entitled The Dynamics of Improvisational Enchanting as it Pertains to the Processing and Creation of a Persistent Light Cantrip Ring.
Nice.
Boring.
I have never been more proud in my life.
Which is his personal essay documenting his thought process as well as the inscriptions for the light cantrip ring that he made.
That is dope. I love it so much. Do me a favor, roll an Arcana check for me.
Yeah, okay. We are not going to use the traitor die.
Not today.
Yeah, that's a 23.
Due to your time synthesizing what you've done with the light ring, it will give you advantage on your next enchantment roll. So please mark that somewhere, that because you've taken the time to kind of meta process how to do enchantment, you're gaining advantage on the action of doing enchantment, or at least blueprinting it.
So Helen is slowly becoming addicted to enchanting. Cool.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Does that luck. Otis. 7?
Well, Otis would definitely be still recovering from his stomach ache from what Micah fed him. So he probably wake up just very groggily, look around for Azarath. Is she in the room?
Yeah.
Okay.
Up in a perch.
So he just look up at her, just be like, I don't even want to get into it with you right now. I need food.
She kind of like preens her feathers and then like pointedly turns her back on you.
That sounds
like-
about right. Otis is probably just gonna wake up and probably try to stumble into the kitchen and see if he can find some food.
All right.
Wait, actually, he
Yeah.
would write a little bit in his journal too, then do that.
Okay. Journaling first. And then heading out. I don't think that you guys have any food currently stored in your kitchen area because you were just on that mission, so you probably didn't have anything durable there. But breakfast is held down at the quad, if you will, on the courtyard.
Well, he remembers Ardris at least had something with him last time. So he's probably just in the common room shack. Come on, I'm trying to eat. So that'd be what Otis does. Like, he wouldn't do that much at this point in time.
Okay. So as everyone is finishing up their various essays, journaling, reading, lots and lots of book work today, except for Miri, I assume that the majority of you are going to end up in the common room and make your way to the courtyard for breakfast.
Otis definitely will.
All right. Speak now, forever hold your peace. Good, we're all walking. So each of you head over to the courtyard today. It is a vegetarian fruit feast. So lots and lots of different types of fruits, maybe some exotic fruits that you've never seen before. It appears to be locally sourced from the Arboretum.
Mm.
just based on like kind of where people are bringing out from and this kind of thing. And there is a ton of it. And the crowds here today are very amped, like lots and lots of freshers all running around, very excited from having returned from their first mission. You've got about 15 minutes until you need to head to the defensive magics, like arena. Anything you want to do while you eat breakfast?
Otis.
Am I with the group?
Oh, go ahead.
Am I with the group yet?
You are, yes.
Yeah. I'm presuming it's everyone minus Micah. My assumption, since Micah doesn't eat, we normally go straight to
Michael
class.
will be walking out fairly soon because it's on the way to the arena.
Mm-hmm.
I hope you all are ready for our lesson. Good night's rest.
I'm always ready for a lesson. Even though, get stabbed sometimes.
I'm ready to keep eating.
I would definitely recommend avoiding being stabbed again, but I think you'll be okay.
You notice Otis flinches when he hears that statement.
Something wrong, Otis? Are you alright?
Worry about you, okay? And he goes back to eating, and he's eating more emphatically. It's him trying to avoid the subject.
Well, if there's something you want to talk about, we're all friends here.
And that, well, Otis is just gonna. What does Miri look like right now? Does she actually look put together? Because I know she's not a morning person.
I mean, her hair is probably a little frazzled, but otherwise she looks all right.
Well, Otis is gonna adjust that with prestidigitation. He goes, "I'm fine, Rabbit."
Mm. Well, all right. If you say that you're fine, I know you're not, but
Otis keeps eating.
Scintillating breakfast conversation as you finish up and you make your way towards the Party Tricks arenas. You can see that Martin is already sitting there waiting for you with her warhammer strapped across her back.
Oof. We in for it.
Warhammer.
Professor, I hope you are doing well today.
Yep. I'm fine. You?
Very well.
How did your mission go?
Well, it went pretty well. There were some events that weren't quite to plan, but overall, I would say we succeeded and got back up rather early.
She looks over the group, and you can tell that like Marta's not the most intelligent person here. Like, especially at a school for magic where there's so many wizards, like intelligence tends to be like, prized and sought after. She's not like good at puzzles, good at math, that kind of thing. But she is extremely perceptive. And she's looking over all of you, kind of cataloging what's going on, stops, looks at Otis for a little bit, and then reaches out a hand towards you. Otis, do you take it?
Well, as in take her hand?
Yep.
Well, Otis would actually just stare at it and go, "What do you want?"
She'll just curl the hand back in and doesn't say anything else. And then her eyes fall on Micah. Go into a bit of a fight.
Wolves.
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 How'd it go?
Not nice. They bit me.
Ah. Well, but you weren't seriously hurt.
They hurt. There was a lot. But I tried nice first. But I had to.
But your party protected you.
He pauses. He says, "Well, they were not there. house in cabin. But your house there.
Johan.
Johan there. I was with Johan.
Who? And you can like see like she starts doing a little mental head count of everyone in the party. All right, let me get this straight. I sent a party full of teenagers into the woods, and you decided to take the baby, leave him by himself with his imaginary friend, so he could get attacked by wolves. Is that what happened?
That is not exactly correct.
No.
Oh, so you're telling me that the entire party was with him, and he's lying to me?
Why would those be the only two options? I don't agree.
Okay.
No, it appears that Johan, he was and he looked at Kellen, a family friend of Kellen. It appears that he was indisposed due to a family matter, and he sent someone to be an escort in his place. He and Micah went to do some gathering while we went to the cabin, and they ran across some wolves in the process.
Yeah, Miss Chancellor Lady. I'm
not the Chancellor. I'm Martin.
Oh right.
You can't see my face, so
yeah.
Similarly in game, she's just like a black screen that's got the letter DM in front of it.
And Kellen will just kind of like, the family stuff was very, very tiring. I'm a little off, but yes, Jorhan is my family friend. He and I have been close for many years. I needed to go away on family matters, and he insisted that the group should not be without aid. So he offered to accompany them, and I left it to their discretion.
So just to recap, I sent you on a milk run of a mission into the woods, and you left the baby with a stranger to get attacked by wolves.
Well, I mean,
the kid does what he wants.
I sort of dispute the mischaracterization of stranger.
But you weren't there, so
right.
And you're the only person who knew this other person. What was his name? Jory?
Johan. I'm sorry, does the academy routinely allow strangers in to visit its students? I thought they had to be vetted properly or something.
Yeah, no, this is actually a big problem. I will set up a meeting with the Chancellor to discuss how there is some random stranger, apparently, who went with her son into the woods so they could get attacked by wolves on their own.
Again, you are your own person, but in the formulation of the presentation, I feel as though skipping over very specific details and extracting them in straw man form.
You know, I was probably going to go above her head, dog.
I have no idea what any of that means.
Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, the kid did what he wanted. He got a little bit more than he bargained for. Should have stuck with us, but he didn't.
No.
You know, that made sense. That actually made a lot of sense.
I
See? Why can't you talk like that, Audris?
Micah looks towards Otis and shakes his head, says, "No, I kept Jorhan safe. If not me, him by himself with wolves."
Well, I don't know who this Jorhan is, kid. He just showed up. For all I know, he can handle himself out there.
I think that's very concerning. I did not realize the academy had such lax security beliefs.
I just find it strange that apparently Micah is the one that we're worried about, and yet no one has asked Micah how he felt about the situation.
He okay. Otis don't care.
Sure, he just said how he kind of felt about the situation.
Mm-hmm. He did.
He wasn't asked. He had to speak up unprompted.
Well, Mike is a big boy. boy. He can speak up for himself. He doesn't need anybody to tell him what to do.
I just think that it's a bit unfair.
Yeah, tell him, Rabbit. He
Am I-
does what he wants.
And Micah just looking back and forth at the group.
You see Martin's doing the exact same like conversational tenants look, where you're just like watching who's talking next and letting it happen. All right. I think that's enough. I'll talk with the Chancellor about our newest not stranger and Micah's unfortunate accident in the woods. But since we're discussing about ambushes and not splitting the party, let's get to work. And she's going to run you through several different simulations of being in a party and having to make decisions about whether to split up or not. And constantly ambushing you, putting different pit traps, that kind of thing. Like, this is going to be probably her focus for the week. Is she's going to be running you through, if you're in a group and you need to secure an area, how do you make sure no one gets left on their own? And there are some that there's no way to not separate the party. Like, as she runs you through it, you realize that like she doesn't fault the fact that the party was split. Most of her bluster is about like the confusion. And so she's working on helping you to practice, if this were to happen again, how could you best divide your resources? So she doesn't seem particularly like angry at anyone. Like for all of her like kind of you did whatness earlier, she doesn't seem like particularly angry or upset, especially since everyone came back healthy and safe. It's just more like, this is something that we need to work on for defensive magics. She'll work you through those. I'm not going to make you fight a bunch of wolves again, because I think that might be a little bit boring. And instead, you are all hot and sweaty as you come out of your 5th in a row simulation of another different natural terrain. And it is finally, thankfully, lunchtime.
Food.
I assume that father makes it look a lot simpler than it is. But nothing's better than hard work, right?
Otis.
Shut up, it's hot. Your brain makes me hot and it's ugh.
Well, when Otis hears that Mary is hot, he's going to use prestidigitation and give her a cool breeze and blow it at her.
Lasts for about 6 seconds, but
Yep.
I'm sure 6 seconds is nice.
It's not much, but it's something, Rabbit.
Thank you, Otis.
As you head to the courtyard for lunch, you can see that waiting for you is the Chancellor. And standing next to the Chancellor is a new person. Now, Nerdy, would you like to describe what your character looks like?
She is 1 foot, very small. She has wings that are like made of leaves, and her hair is purple, and her little outfit that she wears, mostly made out of leaves as well, is purple. And she kind of shimmers in the light and smells like brownies.
I love it.
As you're walking forward,
You said shimmers in the light?
Yep.
Okay.
as you're all walking forward towards her, the Chancellor gestures over for you to join and be like, the Vorpal Sword, I think you're calling yourselves. Happy to see most of you. I would like to introduce you to a new party member. I know that you have an empty room in your dormitory, so I'm asking that Shylin join you. I'll give you time to get acquainted. Honestly, I don't have the time myself, but Micah, darling, I'm sure that you and Shylin will get along just great. I can't stick around too long, though. Sorry.
He nods at her and says, "Okay."
And she immediately turns and leaves. She's heading towards the administration.
Ellen will kind of nudge Ardris. Ardris, did the Chancellor just drop off another small child with us and then run away?
It would appear so. I'm noticing the academy is very strange when it comes to children and security, for that matter.
Right. Okay. I thought maybe I wasn't sleeping very well, but that is just what's happening. Okay.
So, hello, ma'am. Hello. What's your name?
Hello there. The name's Shylin. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Well, Charlotte, I have to agree. It's a great day to meet you as well. My name is Audrey.
Micah.
Oh, Otis is walking away like he's going to the food.
Oh, I'm gonna grab Otis by his, I don't know, shirt, collar. I don't know what he wears.
I mean, you got to reach up a little higher. Like,
She'll do it. She'll jump. She gotta.
I mean, what is that? Well, yeah, he's tired. Yeah, you would be able to stop him. He's really tired. Why?
Over here.
Look at that. I don't care. I'm hungry, Rabbit. I'm hungry.
Come and introduce yourself to our fellow teammates.
Otis, can I go eat now?
Aye, you can go eat.
Yeah.
Alright,
See, I like
Mary
her
will let him-
already.
Maybe we'll let him go.
Hi,
Apologize.
Micah. I'm Micah.
Oh, little kid.
No.
For the first time, you're not looking up to someone to
I
say
know.
that.
I know. I
Yeah.
was like, oh, this is
You look
interesting.
down.
I know. I was like, okay, but my neck doesn't have to get cranked up like usually.
So, have you been studying magic long?
Aye, for a few years, yeah.
Oh, so what is your school of choice? Your discipline of choice, rather?
Not a.
Well, cleric of the Twilight Domain.
Worship a deity. Who do you serve?
I can't read his name.
Ooh,
Alaro.
you got to spell that for me then, Aaron.
His name's Alaro.
Elar.
Okay,
I'll put it in the chat.
got it.
It's good to see a holy person. Father used to employ lots of your ilk. It's good to see you.
I'll tell you what. We're going to need a healer. This party likes to get in trouble a lot. Especially that one she points to Argus.
I have ever been in trouble, actually. Nor have I ever really been hurt. I think that's normally you all. But no matter, it is good to have the healer around. You are welcome to join us for some food. Would you like?
Well, actually, you were hurting that time when we were in the simulation with the frogs, and you were trying to escape, and you couldn't get out, so I had to help you.
So I'm very thankful for that. But I do recall that it was actually because we broke rank first. If Miri had stayed where she was supposed to be, then that would not have happened.
It was a rank, Arthurs. We were supposed to fight against each other to win.
I mean, I feel like if we're discussing the cohesiveness of the group, that is a different conversation. I'm just saying you've been hurting before.
This is fair. Yes, I have been wounded before. Your services will be greatly appreciated. Shall we? Otis takes all the food.
That's about right. Otis is like nonstop shoving food in his mouth as usual. But actually a little slower than usual because he is very tired.
The boy.
Let's go.
Micah follows suit, though. He pretty much just like stands on the edge because he doesn't really need to eat. So
Well, Miri won't let him stand there. She'll at least tell him to sit.
oh, what if someone needed?
Well, then they can sit somewhere else. They can find somewhere else to sit because you sit here with us.
It is may like take up very much room either.
Okay.
No, it does not.
He kind of like sits down his seat and then just looks at everybody's chewing food and just stares, almost studyingly in a way.
So, Shylin, where do you come from?
I come from a land that not too many know about.
Really? You know, I'm quite traveled myself. Maybe I have been to where you're from.
The name, the island that I come from is called Rune de Mer. I'll spell it for you. It's special spelling.
Oh boy. What is it,
All
written in
right.
Druidic or something?
And does Miri know this place?
Roll a history check.
History.
Can I also roll this check? Well,
Yep.
okay.
Anyone who wants to see if they know it, you can roll it.
Straight 14.
Okay.
Otis has yet to have a reason to care.
Let me see if I read
I
it.
don't.
Read it from a book.
I rolled a 9, so I don't know.
Yep, I rolled a 3, so definitely not.
What is going on, yo?
Kellen does not roll a history check because he does not hear the name, because he has opened his notebook and gone to the first page, which is titled a headache journal, and he's making the 18th mark.
Oh, no.
None of you know where this is.
Okay.
I have not heard of it. What's it like?
It's a real lovely place so long as you know you follow the laws over there. A little strict.
I see.
Strict how?
Well, for starters, you can worship a different deity than the one over there.
Under what penalty?
Under the penalty of exile. Which is why I'm here.
Oof.
Oh, you've been exiled. That's good to know.
That is a rather hardline policy.
It seems overly strict to me. Who is the preferred deity over there?
You know, I cannot remember. I've never worshipped it.
Do you have amnesia?
I just never ever bothered to commit the name to memory.
Hey, Wings, you gonna eat that? Notice points.
Oh.
If you're hungry, you can eat as much as you like.
I didn't ask you all that.
Oh,
I apologize for this.
Don't let him bully you. If you want to steal that food out of his mouth, I will hold him down and you can do it.
Rabbit, you can't pull that off even if you wanted to.
You want to bet?
Yeah, I want to bet.
Perhaps we don't do that. That would be very messy and probably.
I know what I want.
That's
Dungeon Master, the Prince of Darkness needs some space. This is the moment where he
Oh no.
goes to whatever we're supposed to be doing next.
Prince of Darkness, you better not walk off.
Yeah, no, he's not listening. He's
Ah.
Love it. So like you're all sitting here. It's a very weird vibe trying to get acquainted with someone new. Like people are kind of like, how do we act? Like, you know, that weird thing where like you kind of got that groove and then you add a new person and you're just like, ah man, everyone act casual and you look really weird. And eventually Kellen's like, well, I'm done, and starts heading towards the History of Magic's class because that is your first lecture.
Oh, yes.
Oh boy.
Are you all ready for our next class? We can do the readings.
Micah,
You should not working on the answer.
I'm just gonna wing it.
sure. Micah, for a brief moment, you actually see one a few times Micah smiles. He says, yes, Ready.
Wow.
Ready.
Nice.
Very good. So you're going to win a history class.
And you learn a few things from a few trees. I think I can get by.
Win
Dude.
history.
Dude, I mean, trees are very old. I guess you could learn a lot from the trees.
You should try it sometime, Idris. Trees know a lot. And Otis says this very sincerely.
As you all filter into the large kind of arena-style seating classroom that the History of Magic class is in, it is packed full. And most of the front rows are full of second-year students who are very happily chatting to themselves. And they kind of see you and kind of give like errant waves and stuff, but they don't particularly care that you're there. Everyone seems really, really happy, though, to be here.
Is Bettany there?
Wait.
Yes.
Yeah.
I left early. Can I be the only freshman in an awkward sea of sophomores?
Absolutely, you
Oh,
can.
let's go.
Okay. Cool.
So it's like, it's weird because they've taken your chair where you sat last week, you know, because they've packed up those first several rows. And so it's like, I was sitting there. Oh, no, you weren't. Kind of vibes. And you see Betty's like, oh, hello, Killen. Oh my God, how's it going?
Good.
Cool.
I'm a bit thrown off. I was actually trying not to be noticed, and now I'm thinking this was a bad plan.
I mean, it's kind of hard not to be noticed when you're the only one. You know what I mean? Like, can't blend in a sea of one, you know?
Yeah, that's a very astute observation.
I have never been known to be astute before. Thank you.
No problem. And he seems to genuinely mean it.
You see, okay, I would invite you to sit with me, but there are no seats. And you look around and like, pretty crowded where she is, and she seems to not at all want to change that fact.
Oof.
Like, it's not like she's like shunning you, but it's more like she's with her people. She's not gonna make any of the move for you.
Yeah, no problem. I'll get it taken care of. Are there any sophomore stoner kids?
Undoubtedly there are. You know that there are.
I go to find like the narcissist of the sophomore year, and I sit by them.
Let me give you a name really quick. One moment.
Generator.
Ironically, it is not a name generator. I already have a list of names to tick off as I use.
Ooh.
Ironically, this stoner kid is sitting right towards the front. It's strange. You would expect stoner kids chilling in the back somewhere, kind of trying not to be seen. Not the case in this one.
Well, Kellen
there's some really good names here.
Kellen wants to be up in the front anyway, so he will try to find a seat next to them in the front, and then kind of put his back down, and then just say, "Hello, I'm Kellen."
Cool. It's a dwarf. They are a dwarf, sorry. They're a dwarf. Pretty slight build for a dwarf. Wearing very like Kellen dark clothing. Got a little bit of that, you know, the studded bracelet kind of thing. Except for the studs that they're wearing are braided into their beard. Braided into like their hair. So it's kind of got that like, there's almost like a halo of studs in the back where their hair is pulled up. And they look at you and they're like, hey man, you're pretty small for a little dude, right? I mean, not small, don't give me wrong, like, just like, yeah.
I've been told that I could use some more mutton once or twice, I guess. That's what you mean?
Some more what, man?
Like meat or
man, if you're hungry, I got snacks. You want a snack?
Actually,
Here,
Well,
and he pulls out like some dried like fruits, like fruit jerky sort of, and like gives it to you, like just kind of by the handful.
Eat them craisins, boy.
oh, thanks. And he will actually start eating it, even though that's probably not a good idea.
Yeah, man. Yeah. What was your name?
Oh, Kellen.
Sup, Kellen. Sup.
Sup.
I'm Flores Gunla Cooper, but my friends just call me Flory.
Floreskin
Flory.
Cooper.
Flores Gan.
Floreskin. Okay.
Flores Gunla Cooper.
Better be careful with that other one.
I was about to say, I was just paying attention. Flory. Okay.
Cool. Well, it's really nice to meet you.
Sorry,
Well-
I think mine got skipped a little bit. You say something?
Nah, he's formulating his words.
Uh,
That
Yeah,
and the
man.
dry berries kicked in.
I'm really like excited, you know, like could jump out of my chair and shit. Does not appear excited in the face or in the body language at all.
Mhm. Yeah. I don't think that Kellen would know this information. So he says, is this supposed to be the freshman history of magic class?
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, it super is. Isn't it great?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, technically, listen, man, technically speaking, we are all supposed to be somewhere else right now. Man, it's Miss Tylee, eh? Missing Miss Tylee.
This Ty Lee. Yo, Avatar The Last Airbender Ty Lee. Yo.
I decided to do a crossover.
You're
Congrats.
all like everyone here is supposed to be somewhere else.
What's the word for it? Second year skip day, man.
Oh. Cool.
I think it's a thing only in Flory's head, but
Yeah, no, I get that 100%. But I genuinely don't think Kellen knows that. So it's gonna be fun when 12 episodes from now he's talking to people about, hey, do you guys remember sophomore skip day? And they're like, what are you talking
Like, what?
about?
Sophomore skip day.
People are slowly starting to come in through now that you've had your trail mix, your vegan trail mix, I guess. People are starting to head in. You are like the only one who manages to get a seat in the sea of sophomores. All of the other freshmen are pushed towards the back of the classroom or up. It is a slanted floor, so like in the back you can still see the stage, but it is much further away. So as the rest of you come in, you will see Kellen, like right there, front and center, by the kind of on the door side even, so you have to walk past them in order to get to your chairs. And then all of these sophomore that you have to wade through to get to a chair that you can sit in.
Arcus would like to take the highest point in the room, the highest chair.
Okay, she's gonna fly over to Kellen and sit on his desk.
No deaths here, unfortunately. These
Or
are like,
sit on his shoulder.
He will turn and look and say, oh, and he gets like a little bit red. He's like, hello, Shaylin. I think I heard like a fable from my parents that started like this when I was like 3.
Oh, like with the skull killer.
Sorry, I hope you don't mind. It's just can I really see over everybody?
Yeah, no problem. And Kellen is actually kind of tall. He's like 6'1".
Mm-hmm.
I assume Micah, Otis, Mary, you're gonna go sit back with Ardris up at the top.
Yep.
Yeah, he gonna get in
Cool.
where he can fit in.
You're one of the last people in, so as you get seated, you can see there's a lot of chatter and hubbub. People are starting to like, talk about, you hear just snatches of conversation from the second years who are like, Miss
Because
Tylee.
Because I genuinely have to know, does Flory react at all to the fairy that flies over and lands on my shoulder?
Oh, you're right. Flory
no.
definitely offers you a handful of trail mix. It's like, hey,
We good.
and like a new friend, man. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Flores Gamla Cooper, but you can call me Flory.
My name's
That
Shy.
game, Flory.
You can call me Shy if you like.
Shy. Cool. And then he just goes back to munching trail mix.
I have a new favorite character.
Oh no.
I think you have
Yo,
a new
Flory is
favorite
a keeper,
character
dog.
every single time I introduce a new stoner.
Flory is a keeper, dog.
I really want the episode where the Chancellor comes to Kellen and is like, Kellen, I think you might be going down a bad path.
A very special episode of Rivenwood Academy that's just like an anti-drug PSA.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Yeah. She invites all of the party members and tells them to think of what they like most about Kellen, and everyone.
She ain't invited notice. You already know she ain't
I don't
invited
know
notice.
why, but
She's not gonna get invited, dog.
Otis is not getting invited. Otis is definitely excluded from that. Oh, crap. Oh, crap. That's funny.
So,
All right.
oh,
The hubbub eventually subsides as the door opens again, and first you see Professor Alfred Loom,
mhm.
and he's bent sort of close to the ground, and he's bent because on his arm there is this tiny, ancient dwarven woman who he is escorting to the stage. She looks impossibly old.
Oh.
She's got, her wrinkles have wrinkles kind of thing. She's got incredibly intricate family braids and life braids in her beard and in her hair, which is all like a pure white. And she's very frailly led up onto the stage, onto a small rocking chair that has been placed in the middle. There's a little table next to it that's got a steaming cup of tea beside her. And she kind of gets down, sits, and then roots around in a bag for a little bit and pulls out some knitting and begins to knit.
Oh, not the knitting.
I
This
love
would be a
her.
long
Little
day.
granny.
And
Oh,
Alfred Loom turns to us and he's like, okay, hello. Happy to see all of you again. I am less happy that most of you did not complete your illusion homework that I assigned. So good job on that one. But nevertheless, we are extremely excited today. We'll be moving from the School of Illusion to the School of Divination. And here to talk about this, we have an incredibly respected diviner, Miss Ty Lee. And he begins like a round of clapping. And you can see all of the sophomores around you look like they're at a rock star. And this is the most impressive person they've ever met. Like they are very, very into it. They all snuck out to be here to see this woman. And they like, it's a little bit more rowdy than like a polite clap that you would give when someone comes on stage, but a bit subdued because she's so incredibly old.
Mm.
more like a pep rally where the vice principal is like yelling like, "Calm down."
Yeah. It's like a pep rally for divination magic. That's exactly what this is.
Her just looks
for the
less
DM.
interested.
Super fast. Does this woman have any resemblance to like a purse maker that we may have seen recently?
Roll perception check.
Mm.
We're gonna use the trader die for funsies.
Oh no.
Let's
Oh,
go,
Not
Zach.
to the win today.
Oh my gosh. Okay, wait. What kind of check was that?
Perception.
Yes, that is a 19.
Let's go.
Very nice. So you are staring at this woman, and you can see like her clothes are this incredibly intricate, like dwarven weave that has a story woven into them. Like it's clearly like generational kind of thing where the clothes themselves tell you who this person is, and if you were a dwarf, you would understand a lot about this person on seeing her. And she also has several pieces of jewelry that look to be hewn specifically for her and do not look removable based on it looks like she basically grew into them as a child to an adult and now they are part of who she is. Based on those things and the sheer physical difference between who you saw on the road, you would say they are not the same person.
I will say I have special reasons for being curious about dual identities, but fair enough.
She sits and she knits for a while and she kind of smiles at everyone. Every once in a while she'll turn and she'll look at somebody and she'll be like, Melody, it's good to see you. It's good to see you, Melody. And she'll get back to knitting for a little bit. She turns. She actually references Floris by name. Turns and looks at him for a little bit. And she's like, Floris. She stops knitting and stares at him for a little bit. Oh, you'll be all right, dear. Gets back to knitting.
Oh, dang.
It's amazing that she's not giving off something spectacular to watch, but you can feel like the entire room is kind of hanging on what she does. And eventually she looks up at all of you and she says, no, just this illusion is about controlling of others' senses or deception or confusion. Divination at its heart is the mastery of manipulating one's senses and the sense of the world to see what's true, what's real, even able to foresee the future, dear. This kind of guidance is not easily sought, and it requires a special relationship either to the divine, to nature, or to the self. And as she's talking, I would like each of you to make a... what check would that be? Make me a straight charisma check.
Oof.
Oh, okay.
Okay. It's gonna be rough.
Go.
Yeah, that becomes a
Nice,
9 for Otis.
Nice. That is a 22.
9 for me.
9, boys.
I also got a 22.
I also got a 9.
God.
So the charisma folks coming in with the charisma.
Wow.
Coming in with the charisma.
I got a 17.
17.
Nice.
There we go.
17.
Sorry, Artis, what did you get?
9.
Oh, so we got 3 9s, 2 22s, and a 17. Very nice.
Mhm.
For my 9 folks, you are immediately just kind of drawn in. There's something really warm about her. There's something many people do not have this kind of family relationship when they come to an academy of this kind of nature, either because they've come from a difficult situation or because their families are just really focused on achievement and magical mastery. It becomes too much of a pressure. And really, intergenerational relationships like this are fairly rare. She makes you feel like you are a part of her family. Just the way she talks, she is very warm and enveloping, and you cannot help but to focus and pay attention. For my 17, Shailin, as you're looking at her, it feels like she's talking to you. It feels very personal as she's talking about the ability to truly see what's going on, to truly understand. It feels really personal, and you're thinking about your own connection to the divine and how that can sprout into this kind of divination ability. it looks like sort of a path that's available to you that maybe you had considered fully before. Not a demand or an obligation, but just like it's like somebody has opened a window that you weren't aware was there, and you have a new vista to look at. For my 22s, you feel all of the things that I just said for everyone else, but also like you're a little bit more aware of the vibe of the room itself, and you find it really, really interesting that, like, I mean, when you think of charisma, when you think of somebody who's able to control a crowd, you usually think of like somebody who's boisterous or somebody who's able to like hold focus because they are comedic or they're sensual. And this is an elderly woman who is knitting and speaking calmly in the center of a stage, doing none of those things. She doesn't have any of the presentation skills. So you're learning something about divination, but you are also learning something about charisma, about what it takes to be personable and what it takes to speak in such a way that people listen. And what you get behind it is part of it is like, she seems really open and willing. And like, there's a certain kind of like open honesty that is almost vulnerable that makes people really interested in what you have to say. And also you can tell she commands respect based on her knowledge. So as you're thinking about like, I know that, for example, are both of you in speech? In the speech class?
I'm in. I'm not sure.
I think she is.
I think you
Good,
are.
right?
That's the club. That's not
Okay.
a class. I think you're both in. Both of you have been interested in kind of like improving your own speaking techniques. This is one way. Like, you don't have to be the funniest person in the room or the most eloquent. You don't have to use the best presentation. Like, this is a different way to approach charisma that maybe you haven't considered before. And she goes on for some time talking about the various different types of divination magics. So there are some divination magics that improve your own abilities, like your eyesight and your hearing. There's some that uses animals' senses in order to improve your own. There's some that relates to a more divine focus and can get you a look into the future. And then as she finally comes to a close, she sets down her knitting, puts her little hands on her knees so she can lean forward, and gives the group a big smile. It's like, okay, who here has questions?
I would still be like enthralled by her presence.
Yeah, I mean, the entire room is pretty enthralled, but like I would say Otis and Helen and Ardris in particular, like, got those 9s because of your background. This is something you haven't received before, basically. It feels like she could just as easily be in a room with only you, and that kind of warmth is directed towards you.
What is the most important part of mastering divination?
Most important parts, dear? Do you mean like the most useful? The most quick? The most hardy? What does important mean to you?
No, perhaps is it necessary to keep a calm heart, a blank mind, perhaps control of one's emotions? What is the most important aspect for learning to do this magic?
She's going to take a moment and look at you. Yeah, she is. Yeah, she is. She's going to take a moment and look at you. And when she looks at you, you feel like she's staring into your soul. Like, she meets your eyes and like, she looks so frail. And this is such a strong gaze. So she's just like peering at you for a second. The most important thing. Sorry?
He tightens his hand on his book.
The most important thing is also the hardest. There is no one most important thing except to truly be yourself. It is the lesson that most people spend an entire lifetime and never even find. But if you can truly know yourself and be yourself, it's far easier to see everything else. What a good question, dear.
Nice. I mean, she still got the floor open for questions, or is that all? Or is she tired, or what?
It's still open. There's a couple, like a few different kids ask, like, "Oh, well, could you, like, you know, a rowdy looking freshman is like, hey, can you tell me my future?" You know, and she's just like, "Well, why don't you see me after class and I'll see what I can do."
Would Otis pick that up?
Yeah, you can hear that. That's a public conversation.
Yeah, public.
Oh yeah, well Otis is gonna try to stay back then.
Okay. Cool.
Mary
Does anyone
wants
else
to-
have specific questions they want to ask?
Mary does, but if anybody, I'm trying to think of how to word it. So if anybody else has anything first.
Micah, of course, well, he normally doesn't ask questions in class to begin with because internal reasons. But he is similar to Otis, even though he's not aware. He's going to hold back until after the class, after hearing that question, and hearing that statement.
As she's, well, actually, Mary, did you come up with a way to say your question?
I think so.
Okay.
So Mary will ask, what if you see things through other people's eyes? Is that still like divination?
Interesting. Well, dear, there's she picks up her knitting back again and kind of leans back and rocks a bit as she's thinking. Well, dream interpretation is a big part of a lot of divination, dear. Or you can learn secrets long forgotten. Could be the eyes of someone now unknown, perhaps. It's possible. And she stops and looks at you again. Was that all you wanted to ask, dear?
Oh snap!
Well, I guess. Do you know why it happens? Even if maybe that person has no prior experience with divination.
Ah. You know, it is rather funny. Some people spend their entire lives trying to learn how to see. And other people, the sight just comes to them. It's usually for a reason. It's usually because you need to get ready, or there's something you need to change, or there's something you need to learn about yourself. If you'd like, you can come talk to me after class. I'd be happy to talk about your visions.
Miri will just nod and she'll just go back down to herself.
Interesting. All right. So eventually she wraps up. You can tell she's immediately mobbed by all of these sophomores. Like as soon as class is officially over, they're all up there. They've brought her cookies and teas. They're giving her different gifts. One of them, you see that Flory and a friend of theirs go.
Oh, they got a friend, huh?
Yeah, you didn't ask about their friends. Flory and one of their friends go up and they're showing off their knitting. And like being like, look like I've been working on it and it's gonna be great. And she's incredibly supportive of them and like actually takes the time to properly look at it and gives a couple small critiques and acknowledges their hard work. And eventually, slowly, all of these sophomores start to peter out. They have other places to be, other classes that they should actually be at. And eventually, you all hang back long enough that it is only you and her in the room. And that is where we're going to take our break before we answer the questions.
Let's go.
All right. Well, I hope you all are enjoying our content here. If you like to talk about some of the content, either give us fan art. We do have a section in Discord, which I'll put in chat below. If you join us at our Discord, we have a spoiler as well as a non-spoiler section. Of course, you can talk with members of the cast. We look forward to, of course, talking about the campaign, our characters, and so forth. And we'll see you all soon as we go on break, and we'll be back for the second half of Rivenwood Academy. There we go. And we are back for the second half of Rivenwood Academy. Aaron, take it away.
So you're now left in this classroom with just Miss Ty Lee on the stage. You can see that Professor Alfred Loom is like kind of hanging in the doorway a little bit, clearly ready to escort her back to wherever she came from. And the floor is yours for whoever would like to approach her first.
Yeah, Archer says his book in hand and is standing in the back.
Micah has no hesitation going forward because him and secrets is just like, well, oh, whatever. He doesn't understand things are secrets, so he has no problem stepping forward. He says, "Hi,
Oh.
I have question."
I can't guarantee I have an answer yet, but I will try.
He nods. I met lady who knew the divination. She said I was hidden. But who hid me?
It's interesting because I think Micah's very used to being overlooked. You know, you're a child, you've been here for a while, you've got to become part of the background for a lot of the staff and the students who've come through here. And because you're not very verbal, people tend to kind of take silence as agreement often. She's like laser focused in on you and giving you a type of attention that you rarely receive. And there's also this kind of infinite patience behind her. She doesn't try to speed you up or to predict what you're going to say, like a lot of other people would try to like kind of finish your sentence for you. She's just very calmly waiting. And as you finish your sentence, she waits a beat more to make sure that you are finished. You are hidden, and you do not know it, and you do not know from whom. Is that right, dear?
He nods. And someone not looking for me? But what? Why would someone look for me?
Why would someone look for you? It's an interesting question. If no one is looking for you. I feel like you have a lot of discord about this question. Do you want someone to be looking for you?
He kind of like shrugs his shoulders and says, I don't know. Who knows me? I just know school.
But I will say, you don't seem particularly hidden to me. I see you. She gives a soft little smile. If no one is looking for you, and you don't know who would look for you, are you truly hidden?
No. But why would she say I'm hidden?
When the moons come to the other side of our planet, we can no longer see them, right?
Hmm?
They are hidden from us, but no one has hidden them. Maybe here, hidden does not mean secreted away. Maybe it means that you cannot be seen.
Invisible?
Well, I see you. I don't think you're invisible, just as the moons are not invisible, but blocked, perhaps. Honestly, dear, this is my suggestion.
Mm.
If you are happy where you are, then there's no need to seek being found when you didn't know you were hidden in the first place. Maybe it's a problem for when you need to be found in the future.
Okay. He nods. Thank
I
you.
hope that made sense, dear. And here, and she takes the knitting she's been working on and hands it to you. During the process of this class, which is not a very long class, she has knitted a scarf.
Wow.
And she hands it to you. And it is pale yellow with like white stripes through it. Very thin striping in it. And she goes, I don't know that you're necessarily cold, but I think maybe you could use a little bit of comfort.
He kind of like looks at the scarf and he says, "Thank you." And he'll
You're most welcome, dear.
he'll grab it with both hands open and then kind of like tries to like fit it around because he never really had to put on a scarf before. So you can see he's very it's like very awkward. It's like somebody who's given like something for the first time. They're just like, how does this work? Or like putting on the shirt for the first time, or like a kid tying their shoes for the first time. He's kind of doing that with the scarf. And then I think it just ends up being like wrapped around his shoulder because he just gives up at the time. He says, works.
Otis would help him.
Oh. He says,
if you want.
Oh yeah. If he does, he says, oh.
Come here, kid.
Okay. And he kind of walks forward.
This is how you put one of these things on.
Oh.
You're smart, so I know you got that.
Mm-hmm. He nods, and then he pretty much repeats the exact same motion once he sees it.
So there you go.
Mm-hmm.
So, who wants to go next? I'll go next.
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
All right.
I feel like
So-
being a proximity, that makes sense.
Okay. So I guess Otis would, once he's finished helping Micah, he would just sheepishly kind of look over at Professor Tylee and then just go, hi. And this is probably the most sheepish you guys have ever heard Otis be. Ever.
She pulls out some ginger snap cookies and offers you one.
You see Otis actually brighten up and no hesitation, just grab and eat one.
She takes one and is also kind of nibbling at it while you talk.
Well, you know Otis is going to talk with his mouth full. But he's like, yeah, so I was wondering, I got a question about my parent and he kind of holds his his little cane out and goes, can I bring them back?
Are you offering her the cane to touch, or are you just
offering it to
displaying?
her to touch?
May I? And she very, very like reverentially like takes the cane from your hand and is looking at it for a bit.
Also, like for onlookers, you would notice Otis is very relaxed. Whenever he's handed his cane to somebody else, you've seen him get nervous. You see him very relaxed right now.
So your question is, can you bring them back? Is that right?
Yeah. That's what I was going to ask that last lady. That she said something about me burning to death. I already been to that once, you know.
She stops and like gives you a strong look at that one, and then turns her attention back to the cane. It's a very interesting thing when we carry the past with us. Sometimes it helps us to stand upright. But sometimes, dear, it becomes more of a hindrance than a help. I think your goals are admirable. I like to see the spirit thrive in this way. But there's so much turmoil in you.
Well, I mean, I'm here now. I haven't died yet, you know, and it's the only family I really got. And if I lose them, I don't know what I do. This is also the most vulnerable you hear Otis. Like, he's being genuine.
Sorry, dear, I didn't get your name.
Name's Otis. He would have swallowed the cookie at this point.
Otis. Otis, dearie, what you want to do is something that no one person can do. It does not mean it's impossible, but the strength in people is not in their minds or in their bodies, but in their connections, dear. There are many, many miracles under the sun that can only happen when there are people who we trust and who will support us to do the impossible. If you truly want to do this, and she's going to take a moment to roll insight against you. It is your choice whether to roll persuasion or deception. The question that she's looking into right now is, how badly do you want this?
This would be persuasion because he's being genuine.
Okay, go ahead and roll it.
All right, this ain't gonna go well, but let's see. Oh, that's better than I expected. That is a 10.
Okay. If you truly want this, dear, there's a lot that you're going to have to let go of.
Well, I don't own a lot.
And then, like, she genuinely laughs at that comment and is like, well, it is not just the physical that we hold on to. Sometimes we build up walls around ourselves and choose a very small outlet into the world. And when we do that, we end up fencing ourselves in. If this is what you want, you will have to dramatically change to get it. Then she very gently hands it back to you. I can't say if it will happen. You're the only one who can decide that, Mr. Otis.
Otis nods and he respectfully steps back. Like, I think he would infer that his
her eyes are searching kind of the rest of you. Yeah. Her eyes are kind of searching like the group and a light on Miri.
Yeah. And Miri's gonna walk forward, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
We had a question of visions?
Yes. I've heard at least 2 different dreams about this. Well, different things. But I think the most recent was the most troubling.
It can be a heavy burden. Holding on to what is actually seen versus what you want to see?
Well, in the most recent one, I was an orc on a ship. And I'm assuming he was a well-traveled sailor, but something happened and there was fighting. And I'm the only person or thing, I guess, that I've been able to talk to, or not really talk to, just say about this to my sword here.
To who? Sorry, that was Aaron. I couldn't hear that. What?
My sword, her rapier, gravitas.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh. Well, why haven't you talked about it with other people?
I guess it's probably not something they would care about. Mostly everybody is off doing their own thing. Callan's always in his room. Idris is studying in his room. Micah's in his room. Otis eating in his room.
I don't eat in my room, rabbit.
I talk.
It sounds
I
like
talk.
You're terrible.
Yes, dear, thank you. Well, it sounds like what you're missing most in trying to deal with this, dear, is the connections necessary to hold this burden. When you are given dreams or visions or sight beyond sight, it can help to really parse through it with someone else or something else. If your sword is helping, that is wonderful. I would recommend two things. The first would be a dream journal or a vision journal. Try and figure out maybe these two are connected in some way or about something similar. And the other one, dear, is you have to find people who will give you the time when you need to talk. That's just a life lesson, though, not really about dreams.
Mm.
I have a question, Aaron.
Yes.
Can Otis roll insight to see if he recognizes what Miri is saying about this dream and see if it's connected to the dream, well, the beginning of the nightmare he had? Or if there's a potential connection.
Yeah, okay, I'll say insight would work. Go ahead.
Okay.
All of you can hear that Miri is saying this. This is the first time I think anyone's really discussed a dream out loud.
Otis is going to put
But all
guidance
you
on
can
himself for this.
You cannot, sorry.
Oh.
This isn't in the moment. This isn't in the moment trying to sort something out. You can't be like,
fair.
oh, I'm going to think about this. Let me touch myself and cast guidance.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be like
actually-
that sometimes. Let me stop.
I'm actually gonna pull a Zach and refuse the roll
Oh.
because Helen is currently, and people could probably notice this if they're watching him, she's very zoned out, not paying attention to the conversation.
Otis got an 11.
Just will also not be rolling.
Okay.
Micah, I think Micah would roll because he recalled having a strange vision, even though he doesn't sleep. So he was like, we say insight. All right,
Yeah.
let's go. Oh, that's not bad. Another 13, so that'd be 16.
16. Otis, it catches your attention that she's talking about dreams. You're not necessarily connecting it to your dream, but you do think it's really interesting that you're both having dreams.
Okay.
What catches your attention, Micah, is actually, did you say that out loud? I'm trying to remember what you talked about specifically in the dream. You were an orc and also a sailor. You catch the boat motif. I think that's the main thing
Experience
that she
great
brought up
hunger and
that
all
you did
that.
it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's not. I mean, that's not
Oh, that's
what
my
Mary
guess.
said.
Yeah.
So for you, it's like, well, actually, you wouldn't catch that. Sorry, retcon.
Okay.
Because what you experience. Sorry, I'm talking to Mike. What you experience isn't like that.
Okay.
You would. I think you'd have something similar to Otis, where you're just like, that's interesting, dreams and visions. Like, this is something I've experienced that I didn't even think about asking about really, because I just kind of wrote it off as a one-off. And I don't think anything that she specifically said has connected to anything that you saw in yours.
Gotcha. Okay.
We tried.
Any further questions, dear?
One more, actually. Where's my notes? I can't remember the name that I asked Gravitus about. And she said, like, nothing to me. Is it? Is there, like, an answer J?
Let me look at your...
A
I
reference
don't
one of
remember
your
you...
dads?
I mean, I don't remember you asking about a specific name. When was this?
It was her first stream that she had. She
Hmm,
said
I don't-
two.
I don't think in the first stream there was a name for you to ask about. I think you just asked, like, Gratitude said interesting when your dream ended, and then you tried to talk to it after you woke up, and Gratitude didn't respond.
Okay.
I think.
I remember that
I
was
guess,
like there was like
go
a
rewatch it.
woman in that one, or I don't know. I have
There
to
was a
rewatch
woman.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. There was a malnourished and shivering young woman that you saw when you opened the door from the galley.
Actually, does that look like one of the women that I saw on the ship?
It does.
Oh.
Good call. Good catch.
Okay. Great.
Yes.
That'll be all that Mary will ask.
She offers you a cookie. And
She'll
she'll
take it.
Thank you.
Otis
very
stares
much.
longingly at the cookies.
She passes you a second one. She notices.
Otis starts chewing happily.
And then her gaze goes to Ardris. Was there anything else, dear?
Oh, no, if you don't mind. Are you gifted with the ability to perceive the future, or perhaps something of that nature?
I can occasionally do something like this, dear. It's not something to be done lightly.
Perhaps can you humor me? Can you see mine?
Can I see your future?
So perhaps fate, I'm not sure. I'll admit divination is not my strong suit, it's not my area of study.
Give me a second, please. I'll be honest, I normally wouldn't do something like this. I dislike the idea of meddling, especially in, well, young adults such as yourselves. But, is there something that you wish to do that you want to know how it will go?
I simply wish to test something.
You wish to test something? Well, give me a moment. She is okay. Did you have a question, a specific one?
No.
It's very difficult to see a future that you don't care about. Seeing your kind of laissez-faire approach to this spell. Like she's a little bit confused about like what you need to do or why you need to do it. But she does humor you and pulls out a set of finely carved bones that are clearly used for augury. And she's going to clear a little space around her. She gets down on the floor. She lays out. She's got like this shawl that she takes off from her back and lays it out as like a small little rug area. And you can see it has like arcane symbols for divination woven into the pattern. So it works as like basically like a magic circle for this effect. And then she will think about a very specific course of action and cast. As she casts, what are you looking for?
He doesn't really care whether or not she sees anything or not. He wants to know if she remembers seeing anything else. Because the lady on the road did not.
Gotcha. She looks at it and she's like, yeah, it's a bit of a mixed bag. I find most people are. You know, some things are good, some things are bad. It's vague, I guess. Sorry. It was a vague question to start with.
Yes, but you do indeed remember seeing something, is that correct?
Of course, I see she looks down at these like dragon bones that she's used for the augury, and she's like, I can see what I've done, yes.
Interesting. Is there anything about numbers, perhaps? Maybe 7 and 8?
7 and 8. Make a persuasion check. Because you're kind of like, you're giving her the vaguest of things and asking the vaguest of questions, and she's not certain how much she wants to devote to your curiosity.
So that's 14 plus 8, 14 plus 4 for an 18.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Well, I mean, again, I was looking for good results or bad results. If you have a specific question in mind, dear, I will ask it.
I'm afraid this isn't so much as a question. I simply ran into a person who was able to see my future apparently. However, they were unable to remember it afterwards. And they said something that was very odd last time, I believe. Something about being able to see 7 but not 8 or something. To be honest, I've never been much of an interest in divination. I just simply want to see if there would be something similar for me.
What kind of divination did they use?
I'm afraid I don't know. It was a woman. She was a seer of some sort.
Did she roll bones or light fires?
No, she simply touched on my hands, like so.
And she will offer to take your hand. She doesn't like grab it out of the air, but she offers to take your hand. Are you extending both hands? Okay.
Yes.
So she takes both of your hands, and unlike the woman on the road, she is paying attention to different things. You don't know enough about divination to understand what the differences are, but you can tell that she's handling your hands differently than the woman on the road did. And she takes it's a long moment of like really looking at your hands, and then her eyes are closed. One moment, I gotta look something up really quick.
Take divination magic.
She looks up at you and asks, "What do you come bearing?" And her eyes are this complete milky white. Her voice sounds a little bit younger than it did previously, a little bit stronger. And she is staring at you, but not staring at you because of that milky whiteness.
Out of curiosity, he will say in Elvish, we came bearing gifts, or sons or daughters. We offered ourselves. For the future, we die.
Otis is going to
with the
gesture.
start, she kind of
Sorry, go ahead.
with the start, she kind of drops your hands and takes a step backwards, and she looks at you with surprise. She looks really surprised. She's like, it's not easy to see, dear. And she looks also tired. She's kind of leaning, and she settles back into that rocking chair. It's not easy to see, dear. It's the 7 were raised. The 8 is not yet. It will need to come, though. That's all I can see.
Do you know what the 7 is, or what that means?
She's moving her hands and gesticulating in a way that it appears that she's got an idea in her head that she cannot communicate. She's like, the shape is not, she's not able to communicate to you what she's seeing in her head.
Do I gather, seeing this happen to 2 separate people, that this may be some sort of magic that is preventing someone from talking or remembering something?
Well, she remembers having done this for you. So it's something separate from what happened before you think. Roll an Arcana check.
Ooh.
It's a 2 plus 7, so 9. And I have advantage.
You have inspiration if you want to use it.
I do. That's a reroll, right? That's an
It is a reroll.
Nice.
You got this. Oh, let's go.
Nice. All right. You know that. Well, you don't know this. This is something that you suspect. You suspect that there are levels of magic that become so complicated and interwoven that you have to have all of the prior steps to understand the whole, basically. For the first fortune teller that you met, you would guess that it was just far too overpowering. This is a very, very good diviner who is able to comprehend for herself, but it's yet another step to be able to communicate it outward. And that is a step that is beyond her. You would know that this is incredibly difficult, or I don't want to say high level, because there are high level things that are easy to explain. You know what I mean? It's not that necessarily it is extremely powerful, although you might get that idea. It is that there is a complexity to the weave of magic that she is seeing into that, you would need to be on her level for her to start to be able to explain it to you, basically. And that is, if both of you are on the same level, it would still be maybe impossible. Without some other assistance or outside usage or other common format.
I just will shift his book back into his right hand. Well, thank you. It was very enlightening. But I will avoid taking more of your time. He will shift himself so that way he's in the back, kind of fade into the group.
I expect you'll be one to watch. Your other 2 companions seem a little not so interested in my time, which is fine. Mr. Loom. And Professor Alfred Loom comes over and is like, oh, yes, of course. Let me get you back. And he, again, offers her an arm, and he has to crouch quite low to give her this arm, but he does. And he leads her out into the hallway.
Helen breathes a sigh of relief, like, whew.
It's found diviners to be rather creepy.
I was just really worried I was going to have to tell her I didn't care about her magic at all. I mean, I've got enough time to make my own fate. I don't want anyone trying to read it. Might change the outcome.
She says some pretty important stuff, Prince of Darkness. I don't know.
Maybe for you.
I agree with
For
Kellen
some-
on this one.
If anybody is looking at Miri, she looks uncharacteristically like mad at what Kellen just said.
Maybe something wrong. You seem a little upset. Your demeanor has changed.
Well, I just could not help but notice that neither you nor Kellen decided to want to pay attention whenever I was talking about how I needed people to help me understand what I was seeing.
I apologize. I must have been momentarily distracted. What do you need help with?
When did that happen?
Oh.
Yeah, Miri will leave the room.
I mean, that was perhaps not the best way to answer.
Otis is going to follow her.
It wasn't an answer. It was a question. When were we talking about that?
It was not the most, tactful way of phrasing your question.
Okay.
Oh,
Can you
Lord.
give me an example of a more tactful way to phrase that question?
Generally, she should probably just say you're sorry next time.
I'm a bit surprised that you would suggest dishonesty, Ardris.
It is not just dishonesty per se. Our father says it is
Wow.
a strategic way to acknowledge one's perceived shortcomings for other people.
But I'm not sorry.
As my mother used to say, if you are not sorry yet, you may end up being sorry later. It's better to apologize now than later.
My mother never said that.
Oh my god.
Can't argue with that.
Oh my gosh. As you guys move out of this classroom debating amongst yourselves the morality of offering false apologies, you do end up back out in the courtyard where you can see Bethany and a taller half-elf woman are standing by the door, kind of like waiting on you, but not trying not to look it, basically. They see Miri go past and they're like, "Hey, Miri, do you stop?"
She'll stop because it's Bethany.
Hey,
She just doesn't look happy though.
are you okay?
I'm okay. Yes. Is there something that you needed?
Oh, I mean, we were just gonna talk about like what you wanted to do for the festival on the weekend, but like it's a bad time. We can talk another time, you know, like
I would be more than happy to talk about a festival.
nice. All right. So I mean, as you know, the festival's coming up, and this is a well-known festival. So basically, there are a series. There's like 8 45-day months in the year, and between each of these months, there's a non-calendar festival day. So this is the festival day. I've lost the name. Oh, the Verdun Festival.
Mhm.
And it's common to have like outdoor plays, circus acts, carnival games. Like it's a very joyous and joyful time that is spent outdoors.
Mhm.
So Bethany looks and he's just like, well, I mean, I don't know what is common, like where you come from, but we're trying to get a whole bunch of different like traditions from like around the continent and just something really fun, you know?
I mean, I don't know if, well, probably did not know. I was part of a, I guess, traveling circus.
No way. What was it called?
No.
Hey, I gave you 2 different heads up that this question was coming.
Dempsey.
Got ready to write something down.
That is what it's like when you are a DM and your players ask you for the name of the random shopkeeper.
That is why I have a list of random names, is because you guys like to be like, oh, hey, is there a... And I'm like, yeah, there's now.
Look, when you gave me a stunner kid, you knew I needed to go seek out more stunner kids. You knew exactly what you were doing.
You trying to
At
collect
least,
them all?
at least one of them had to graduate freshman year. At least one.
Okay,
What,
I got
what
it.
is the one?
It was called the Green Leaf Troop. I don't know. They were kind of, I don't know if you would call them famous, but we traveled a lot of places.
The Greenleaf Troop? Like the Greenleaf Traveling Troop and Circus?
Yes.
Like, no way. Really?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Man, maybe I shouldn't tell you.
What do you mean?
Okay, so maybe it's a secret, and so if it is a secret, you have to promise me you're gonna act completely surprised whenever you see it or whatever, but like, they're coming.
Miri is like, huh? She
Yeah,
doesn't really know what to say.
Yeah, we because like, okay, so like we started playing this like a while back after the last festival, and so like we were contacting like some different groups or whatever, and like we had this other group, but then like last week it did not go so well for them, and I don't think that they're a group anymore. So anyway, we're looking for other people, and then like one of my friends, they were recently, it doesn't matter exactly how it happened. What happened is that like we found out about the Greenleaf Traveling Troop and Circus, and yeah, they're coming here.
That's great news. Let's get significantly higher.
I know, right? Like, I mean, okay, honestly, the flyer's a little bit like loose on the details, so I'm not exactly sure what kind of acts they're gonna do. But if they're where you're from, I'm sure it's gonna be fantastic.
We had a lot of things. You know, breathing fire. That one's always a fun one. There was also the lizard man. The little what do you call it?
Was it a guy who turned into a lizard?
He says he was turned into a lizard, but I think he was just born as a lizard folk.
Oh.
We've caught up by this point.
Yeah, you guys are now heading out the door to see Bethany very excitedly talking to a less excited Miri.
Micah would kind of like speed over a bit to where Miri is at, and then Wesley reaches to her waist, to kind of like waits at her side and says, "Okay."
Hey, Micah. Yes. Okay. I just got some really weird news, other than what happened earlier.
Oh my gosh! I can't. Wait. Do you have like, I don't know, like a brother or a sister or something who's in the trip? Wait, were you in? Are you gonna perform?
You're performing?
Well, I have a lot of brothers and sisters. They all did troop acts, and I did one with one of my brothers.
Oh yeah? What did you do?
We would do staged fighting, I guess is what you would call it.
Stage fighting. That
So
sounds
exactly-
so cool.
What does stage fighting exactly?
Well, I mean, it kind of ruins the fun if you explain it, but we would sword fight with each other.
Who won?
Oh, almost to a death.
Oh, that is always fun, especially for webcasters as well. I felt that you should do something similar.
Trust me, I tried doing like the hoops and trapeze stuff. I fell on my butt.
Wait. Are you telling me? Wait. Are you telling me this is your family stream?
I mean, we've been in it for a while. They took me in, and I've always kind of been in it.
Oh my God! We're gonna get to meet your family and everything, and we'll get to see you do some sword fighting, and then we'll see all of the lizard, dragon, fire breathing stuff. This is gonna be the best. You have the best ideas.
Yes, it is very wise to listen to Mary's ideas.
Otis looks at Mary and goes, "Did you ask her all that?"
Oh. I mean, no, but
Otis
she's really
turns and looks at
excited about it.
Mary. It goes, "She didn't ask you all that."
Yes.
Otis, never mind.
Why?
Later. Yes.
Hey,
I'm so
Bethany,
confused, Otis. I didn't ask you anything either. What's up?
I've just been around, you know. Just finished talking to, wow, did I already forget? Professor Tylee. Said
Oh
something about
my
me
God, Miss
changing
Tylee is
myself.
Absolutely the best. She is so cool.
Yeah, she makes good cookies too. I hope she made those cookies. Those were great.
Oh my gosh. Was it the oatmeal chocolate ones?
You said it was gingerbread, right?
Ginger snap.
It was ginger snaps, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it was like some ginger something. I had ginger in it. Otis is not well versed in baked goods.
I hadn't had a ginger one before. Maybe I can find her and she'll give me. Hey, wait, did any of you guys have ideas for the festival? You know, I mean, Bird Festival is next weekend. Like, it'd be cool to pull something like maybe that's from your culture or your city or whatever. Like, what do you do?
Well, Father used to have a wizard game, so to speak. It ended with a massive wizard tournament. It was always exciting.
Like 1v1 or like
There
Death
were
Row.
lots of them. There was one where you were just left in a relatively small arena, like a city of some sort, and the last person who's still standing wins at the end. That was a lot of fun.
Would the people die?
If they did not surrender, they could die, I suppose.
Bethany, would they even allow something like that?
Well, you remember we have the arenas that like you don't die inside them. So like we could probably pull something off like that. I mean, I'd have to ask. Well, I would ask Saskia, but she's really scary, and Martin's also a little. I would maybe ask Max. Like maybe he could help us set something up.
Miri just like looks off in his face like, yes, well versed in it.
Helen just waves from way down the hallway on the other side.
Hi,
Hello.
Helen. Hi, Helen. How's it
Miri,
going?
Yeah,
blind.
He's not approaching. He just waves.
Miri does not give any acknowledgement that Kellen exists.
1 second. I think that Kellen forgot how hallways work. I'll be right back. And Bethany starts walking towards Kellen,
Yes.
leaving you with the other half elf.
Are there any like lockers around?
Oh no.
There are no lockers. There's like shelves in this area.
You're 6'1", how are you gonna fit in a locker?
He does the thing where he tries to like, oh gosh, I've been seen, and like flying against the wall and hide behind a shelf.
She watches you do that and walks up to you. It's like, hey, Kellen, what you doing?
Hi. Well, while you're here, I actually have a question. I don't
me
know
too.
if you've noticed, but you're a very social person, right?
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
So
Sure.
maybe you can explain this to me. Why would anyone give an apology to someone that they didn't mean?
I mean, I guess it depends on like what you think an apology means. Like some apologies aren't like, "Hey, I did wrong." Some apologies are like, "Oh man, you feel bad. That sucks."
That was shockingly wise, Bethany.
Yeah, but
She's not smart. It doesn't mean she's not wise.
I feel like that's not phrased exceptionally well. And that seems to be what's gotten me into trouble in the first place. So
I don't know what's going on. Do you want to tell me about it?
no.
In that case, my answer is like, if you don't like the phrase "I'm sorry," come up with the right phrase. Like, say what you actually intend to say.
Yeah, I did. Anyway, what was your question?
Oh yeah, so this weekend is the Verdant Festival, of course, and I'm wondering about your local customs in your hometown.
Oh, we play spell darts.
Spell darts?
Yeah, you get some balloons, and then you make like a wall out of them, right? And then you throw spells at it and try to form like a pattern out of the balloons that explode.
Oh wow, that sounds like interesting.
Yeah.
I think I would be really bad at it though. Like I'm not very good at patterns. Is that it? Like you just play spell darts? That's what you do for Verdant?
Yeah, and we play dress up.
That's one way to put it.
Dressed up. Like
Yeah.
like as like historical people or like
Sure.
oh wait, do you put on a play?
Yeah.
Is that what you mean when you say dress up? Wow. I
Yeah.
think a play could be a really cool idea. We can have a play and then we can have spell darts and then we'll watch the thing and we'll do the wizard tournament. Oh, this is gonna be so much fun. Hey, are there any special foods that you eat? Like, it's kind of late to be sourcing if it's really rare, but like, if there's something that maybe we have.
No.
Where are you from again?
I just had an
If you're
appointment with a
interested, I can give
professor
you-
that I really need to get to right now.
I'm sorry. I didn't
No,
mean
no,
to
no.
like take all
I'll
your time or whatever.
totally follow up with you later. He says, not realizing
Oh, hey,
he's
Callan.
making her behaviorisms. Yes.
I said I'm sorry, but I didn't mean it. Bye.
Oh. Okay, Bethany.
And she
love it.
heads back. She does not seem upset with you in the slightest. She takes at face value that you have somewhere else to be, and she moves. By the way, for anyone who's on Roll20, I'm going to move you over to the continent map so you can just kind of see. This one's not very high resolution in terms of like the cities and stuff, but you can see the countries. Oh, whoops! I tried.
Cullen walks away to go to his fake appointment, muttering about, see, I feel like that was supposed to make the point, but it actually cemented my reasoning for why I think that fake apologies are a bad idea.
As he rejoins the rest of you, any other ideas that have been offered?
Otis would straight up not have a single idea.
Yeah, I mean, Micah, he doesn't really know what fun is, let alone a festival. So, I mean, he wouldn't really know.
Oh my God. You didn't even tell me that you have a new friend. Hi.
Hello there.
Oh, so my name is Bethany of Crocker, and I am a sophomore, and I'm also like the, so I was the student guide for what during orientation, but like you're a little bit late for orientation, so like we didn't get to meet for then. But like it's so nice to meet you.
Shy Leonard, you can call me Shy.
Hi. Wait, which one do you like?
Either or, it doesn't really matter.
All right, Shaylin. So, Shaylin, hi. You are different. What's up?
Different than what? Than you?
Literally everyone I've ever met. For
Because
one, like,
we.
well, no, I mean, yes, but also no. Like, I feel like that's like a contributing factor to your overall like view, like your overall aesthetic, if you will. But like, yeah, no, yeah, just really different. It's cool. I like it. I like the purple vibe too.
Thank you. Thank you. I do come from a place not too far from here, but not many know.
You come from a place? That's cool. That's cool. Does your place have any like Verdun traditions or whatever that we can do for our festival?
On occasion, we've been known to dance around.
Dancing. Every teenager's favorite activity. Absolutely. I bet we could get like some cool bards in here. What kind of music?
Traditional music, mostly.
What's the traditional music in the place that is not here?
Most of the music where I come from, it's all upbeats.
The Biggie of Smalls.
Is it like really fast music or like is it
It tends to be a wee bit
like the
fast.
slow kind of dancing? Well, I will ask all of the sophomores if any of them know for any fast bards who can play some cool dances.
Some fast bar.
Great idea. Great idea, Shy.
My brother could probably play a lot of music. He knows a lot more about different music types than I do.
Wait, the Greenleaf Troop has bards too? Bards. Awesome. That makes one less thing I have to do. Like, and you can see she actually does have like a piece of paper and is making notes about like must dance, dress up equals play, spell darts, last person standing tournament. Lizards? Fight.
Otis is gonna.
Well, you guys have been awesome. If there's like, oh yeah, Otis, what's up?
Otis is gonna subtly point at Miri and see if he can like do it on the slide. Just go, you don't sound too good, Rabbit. Using his message ring.
Are you message ring? Nice. Yep.
You don't sound too good, Rabbit. What's wrong with you?
Me will kind of like just wave at him, kind of almost like, oh, you know what? She'll respond. She'll do that, but she'll also respond. Just we'll talk about it later.
Hey.
Great ideas. Great ideas all around. I'm really looking forward to seeing like what happens next. It's going to be so awesome. But I'm sure you have other stuff to do, so I will see you. Actually, have you ever been to the understudy?
The what?
Probably not, right? Like, I mean, you are a freshman. Technically, I probably shouldn't even take you, but if you're going to help with the festival, you want to see the understudy?
Of course.
Mir will look at Micah, just like, do you know about this place?
Do I know about this place?
You are aware there is a place called the understudy, but you've never been.
Okay. Michael and I says, not gold though.
Oh, okay. Well, if you want to show us, then sure.
So we'd love to see it. I'll just walk right next to her.
Awesome. She leads you back into the administration building. And you now realize that, like, maybe this is why you haven't seen all the sophomores all this time. Like, maybe that's, like, where they study. This is at the end of study. And they head in, and there's that... You remember that when you walk into the main foyer, basically, of this building, there's Chancellor Rosani's office to the left,
Mm-hmm.
There is the administration room to the right, and then there's a healer's station that is in the middle that you haven't been in. And as you walk, she leads you into there. It's just kind of like a big open arch. Like, obviously, they don't want anything in between you if there was some sort of like medical emergency. And gives a wave to the healer, and then goes to the right, just 2 steps. There's like a wall there. It's like, cool. Feels weird at first. Good luck. And just like the first time you stepped in the alchemy lab where you were spun upside down and you had that sickening kind of feeling, it's like that, except for it's not you moving. You feel like the entire world is rotating around you. And then it stops.
Whoa.
And you take a moment to catch your breath, and you look like you're in the same place. She's like, okay, come on. As you leave the door, you realize you're not on the left side anymore. You're on the right of this.
Oh, that's so cool.
And as you exit into the courtyard, you can see it is not the same courtyard you just left. There are 3 arenas like they were, but where they are on the left coming out of the right coming out of the administration building, they're now on the left. There's this massive long track that looks like it's some sort of dueling like station basically. And you can see there are several people already in the middle of magical duels in there. And you turn, and as you go to look, the courtyard itself looks the same. It's got the same center fountain with those magical streams. It's got the same 2 obelisks. One of them is a clock face. But as you turn to look, there's no groundskeeper hut. And in fact, there's no arboretum here.
Oh, no.
And you go around and you can see that where the arboretum would be, there are 2 massive wizard's towers that stretch into the sky. And here, there are tons of sophomores all running around doing things. You imagine there are different classes going on in the building. And she looks at you and she's like, pretty cool, huh? And that's where we're going to stop this episode.
Ooh, what a description. Wow.
Understudy.
I know. So that was incredible.
Yes, it was.
So once again, thank you all for coming by and watching episode 9. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for the Raid Hunters Entertainment. Once again, we always appreciate the love and support. We gave a shout out in chat, but in case you're not following them, I will do another shout out. Please go ahead and give them a follow. They're a great. Sorry, trying to type and talk at the same time is not my specialty. There we go. Oh, wait, I guess it didn't come in. Give me 1 second. But nevertheless, definitely go ahead and give a look on their channel. They're a great variety TTRPG channel. With that said, we should be back for this Saturday for Lords of Pain Room episode 3. And then we'll be back for Rivenwood Academy next Tuesday. So until then, farewell for now.
Peace out, yo.